right, welcome everybody to a brand new season of Illiana Stock Car Radio.
Not just a brand new season, a brand new studio.
Brand new season, brand new studio.
We don't have a white wall.
No white wall, so that will appease just about everybody else.
Mom, definitely.
Yeah, well, everybody. I think everybody gave us crap about the white walls. So.
Well, yeah.
Oh yeah. So
I gave you crap about the white wall.
I know. Well, see, the cool thing though is this is already our third season doing this show. Already.
It is.
So already into our third season.
This will be winter.
Winter. Yeah, this is.
We've been through spring and summer and fall, and now we're at winter.
Yes. Yes, this is true. So, for those of you that don't already know, I am your host, Jeremy Banning. Alongside me is the Lens Man over here.
The Lens Man?
Okay, so
worst nickname ever.
I Googled it to try to find something to call you, you know, but...
Yeah, how about owner, guy that takes pictures, camera guy?
The guy that's never happy with his nickname, Chris Goodacre.
There you go, that'll work.
So we'll go with that.
What if I'm happy with that one, though?
Yeah.
I've ruined everything.
You've ruined everything.
I resign.
Again? You can't.
Well.
You can't resign yet. Too much punishment to endure.
Thanks.
Well, I'm excited to be back. I don't know about you, Chris.
I'm excited to be back.
Good.
I'm excited to be in the new studio.
I know. We got a lot of different stuff going on here. It looks a little bit different.
Stuff. We got people.
We got 4 people, which would be kind of a challenge in our old studio.
It's a challenge in this studio.
It's a challenge.
It's just a challenge for us.
Yes. Yeah. Well, everything's a challenge for us.
Exactly. That's exactly what I'm talking about.
Yes. So it's been a couple months since we've been on the air. What's been going on with you?
Well,
ignore them. We're getting to them in just a minute.
No, because he's staring at me creepily.
That's just his permanent look, so it's fine.
Well, okay, good point.
I think he's looking to pull the fire alarm or something.
If he can find it, let me know.
I'm surprised he's lasted this long, honestly.
Well, we haven't started grilling him yet, so he's fine.
Well, yeah, but he also hasn't found the fire alarm.
Good luck. I would say if he can find it, it'd be a first.
There you go. So what's going on with me? Totally unrelated to anything we're doing down here. Christy Gentile joined the Goodacre Photography family, both figuratively and kind of literally. Personally
and professionally?
Exactly. Hey, the more people I can get to work for me and not pay...
What'd that cost?
Exactly. The more people I can get for me to work for me and not pay.
Oh, the not paying.
Yeah. There's that whole not paying thing. You know all about that. You don't pay your employees very well.
We can't. Too busy doing other dumb stuff.
He pays his employees an entertainment value.
Yes. That's true. That is very true, which we will get into that here in just a little bit. But.
Yeah, that's really about it, other than just we officially took over at Grundy County Speedway doing the photography out there. So I have 2 tracks that I am the official photographer at and 1 that I moonlight at.
Okay.
Which is pretty much the way it was last year, just now I've got more responsibility.
I was going to try to come up with something funny about the moonlighting, but...
No, I'm going to cut you off there.
Yeah, story of my life. So
yeah. How about you? What have you been up to?
You're looking at it. You kind of get in the studio.
Sitting in it.
Yeah, well, that's a different story, but yeah, just kind of getting the studio set up, getting everything figured out, pretty much, just because we want to do things a little bit differently, and if you're kind of watching this video, you know we're going to be doing things a little bit differently this year.
Right, because none of you can see us right now.
Well, you can see us.
You can
right
see us
now,
right now,
but
not right now.
Yeah, so we're going to switch things up format-wise a little bit for this season. We're going to back away off the Facebook Live stuff.
Now, did that have anything to do with our last foray into Facebook Live?
It did. Kind of the FCC shut me down a little bit because I got a little overly upset, so to speak.
That was so entertaining.
So yeah, we decided to back off that a little bit, take 2 steps backwards so we can maybe go forward down the road a little bit.
Well, this is a step forward.
So, yeah. So we're going to do things a little bit differently, set them up to do some videos after the fact on YouTube and whatnot. Plus, that'll allow us to do some different content down the road.
And have 2 people on at the same time.
Yeah, and have multiple people on at the same time. We got some different things, so we don't have to have like a same headphone inputs here, and that goes in and out all the time. We kind of upgraded stuff a little bit. But, yeah, so that's what we've been doing, just getting ready for this season. It's January 2019 now.
It is. Unless you're watching this like months down the line, in which case, thank you for continuing to enjoy this fine content.
Yeah. So we're getting there. Yes. So let's just go ahead and introduce our guests for this week.
You want to introduce Stan, or you want to introduce Stan?
Well, we're going to get to that here. So, yeah, this week's show, we've got a father and son car owner-driver duo. The driver is a former 2-time championship runner-up in the Legends division at Illiana Motor Speedway, multiple-time Legends and Bandolero feature winner, former feature winner in Sportsman late models at M40 Speedway, and current super late model competitor, Stan Zolodz IV, a.k.a. Little Stan, a.k.a. Junior.
I wouldn't call him little so much as
Well,
just younger.
What we're getting, Stan, how tall are you now?
Probably just 6'1", maybe 6 foot.
Either way,
Yeah, that's not little.
That's not little anymore. So for this exercise, you will be dubbed as Junior. And then along with us, we got the marketing mastermind that puts it all together, car owner Stan Zolodz III, a.k.a. Big Stan, a.k.a. never mind.
You can't say that.
I can't say the rest
Yeah,
of it.
we don't want the FCC on us again.
Right.
Or
So
the FBI
or the CIA or
Or the
1, 2, 3,
BBQ.
ABC.
The ABCs, yeah, those are horrible. Yes, thank you. Thanks for inviting
Yeah,
us.
because they won't
That's,
approve a new body. So
Right.
Whoa.
Ouch, boy, right? We're in the
Burn.
same
You want to be the
wheelhouse.
tires too, Jeremy?
Oh, wait a minute. Do we? No, let's
No,
start off
no.
easy first before we get into oh my God.
So welcome back to
Yes,
the show.
thank you.
So you're a 2-timer now, and you're a 1-timer.
Yep.
So I'm interested to see what he does with a microphone in front of his face now, because
I think we've seen it so far.
Yeah, he's getting a heck of a lot better. We were, I think the last one, we got surprised by. We were at a car cruise in Crown Point, and Dave from
Dave Alger.
from
Yeah.
Illiana Motor Speedway.
No, we can talk about Illiana.
Can we?
That's our
Is that-
podcast name.
All right, there, yeah. He was there cruising around. And he's like, "Hey, do you mind if I interview you?" I'm like, "For what?" And he went over to the DJ and grabbed a microphone and started a 10-minute conversation with Stan. Did real well. So yeah, he's
I'm proud of
he's
you.
getting used to that.
Oh,
Yeah, it
thank
was
you.
a pretty cool deal. He didn't want to talk to me at all.
Go figure. He's probably had enough of that. He probably thought you were going to have him mentor about 30 sponsors.
Yeah,
so
probably.
So wrong.
Probably didn't want to get into that.
And I
Be
was
my
ready.
guest.
I know. It
Of
was.
course you were.
I was depressing.
You're always ready.
And he even looked at me like,
You had
Thought
your
better of
computer
us.
out with your sponsor list on it and everything.
well, I had the car there, so it made it a lot easier.
yeah, it helps.
Well, now he's not contractually obligated to interview you, so he doesn't probably
Yeah.
want to anymore.
No, you're.
And have
probably
you
right
ever
there.
talked to you?
No, there's too many voices in my head to be able to get to me. So, right, no, I have not. No, which is good.
Yeah, that is a good thing, because I've talked to you. It's,
Yes.
it's frightening.
You
very-
have to.
several times. Yes, I do. So in that same vein, though, talk about 2018. Bit of a transition year for you guys. So I want you kind of both talk about your thoughts on the 2018 season. We'll start with you since you're rearing up and ready to go.
Awesome. All right. Well, we're getting ready for that season. Car
You're
wise,
getting ready for 2019. I asked you about 2018.
Oh, sorry. See, that wasn't
He's still working on 2018.
Yeah, we got to get through 2018, then we can talk about 2019.
Yeah, that was a really cool deal. We moved up from a sportsman class that we were running in 2017 over at M40 Speedway, getting Stan's feet wet. Did a heck of a job transitioning into that super late model. That's a task, man. Trying to transfer the car over, to those speeds and that tire, and thank goodness we've got great people behind us that can make us transition a lot quicker. And the track we're talking about is obviously Grundy County Speedway. That's a really cool track. I'm gonna say 10, 12 years ago, the first time I showed up there to see that track, I think it was lap 3 into a heat race, and there was a super late model on its roof. And I looked at my
I've
driver
seen
at the
that.
time and said, "I will never ever come here." and whoops. And we got there and we tested, did real well in the test, got the car up to speed. We were real excited. Showed up there on our first weekend, and like he's done all his career, he handles the situation. Stan handles the situations pretty well. We've thrown some stuff at him. First time he was ever in a sportsman or whatever, we never gave him a radio or a mirror because of rules there. So we could never talk to him for 2 years, which was, I don't know, good and bad. But being
It's a
able to talk
blessing.
to
It's a
Where he got his
blessing.
interview
yeah.
skills at.
Yeah. But he took real well to Grundy. Got out there and ran real decent. We we got into a pretty decent crash the first time we were there, caught the back wall. Just one of them deals, he was on the outside of a guy and giving him room, and that driver was taking advantage of that. And it could tell in his face he was upset about it, and we've all been doing this long enough. It's going to happen. It is what it is. Just go and fix it. But the coolest part was just having some of those guys that have been around a while come over and talk to him. The one I remembered the most was Larry Schuler.
Oh, there you go.
End of the night, I'm half out of my mind because I'm trying to put this car back together, get it on a trailer. he comes over and talks to Stan and says, "Oh yeah, did you catch the bump over in, what was that, turn 2 or something?" And then kind of slid up and caught that. Just never met the guy. We know he's a legend. I mean, come on. And for him to come over and say something was says a lot about him. Says a lot about the track and the people there. I tell you what, my first experience there with tech officials was awesome. I mean, they welcomed us, kind of gave us an idea of what we need to be doing, and how the flow is, and we all take that for granted that we've been at these tracks for years. And unfortunately for us, the last 3 years we've been at different tracks every year, and that was pretty amazing to watch those tech officials kind of, not really take you under their wing, but guide you. Hey, you need to be doing this, and you need to be here, and let me look at the car here. Do you need anything? It's like, wow,
something you're not used to.
I wasn't
right.
used to.
I've heard a lot of bad stories about tech officials. It's refreshing hearing a good one.
Well, I mean, we're racers.
I know.
We just naturally hate those people. Why, I don't know.
They're the rule enforcers.
Yep. And that's it. And our job is owners and drivers and all that kind of stuff is to take those rules to the limit and push them. And it's not a matter of if, it's when we're going to get caught with something. And we get mad at that. And we should be mad at ourselves, but yeah, it is what it is. So yeah, that was really cool. Got to Grundy, got to play around there. Got ourselves a heat win. That was real exciting, to be there and be competitive, somewhat. I think we stayed in the top 10, top 5 in the features. Most of the times we were there, the car was really, really decent, and then come away with a heat win was really, really cool. So yeah, great track, some great people. It was really, really cool to be there. Look forward to showing up there again. And that'll be a whole other story for later in the show.
Yeah, we're going to get there.
But,
yeah, we're going to get there. So, Junior, what was it like for you going out there this past year?
It was a fun experience, just from transitioning to a restrictor plate, trying to slow the car down, to having it to where your speeds are just go as far as the track can go. It was definitely a lot different. Grundy was a whole new track, just from going from legend cars, traveling with there. Just this track was just neat in its own way. And I can say that about a lot of tracks, but it was a great season, just going there and thinking that maybe we could do good, but I'm just going to try to just do my best.
Survive
and do all that stuff. And just going there and actually getting a heat race win, and even going to top 5 almost every feature there. It was like, it gave me that hope to where, like, we can come back next year and we can be even more competitive and go for a feature win.
Good. Now, either one of you, is there one moment that you guys can kind of look to in the 2018 season that kind of defined your season or stuck out to you guys?
For me, besides the late model, would be we also have a Legends car, and that's becoming harder and harder to find a place to race there. And we showed up at it was a national race, yeah. At what track was that? Spartan in what town is that? Michigan.
Mason, Michigan.
Mason, Michigan. So we show up to this track we've never seen before. It's a national event, so there's those type of people there.
There's like 16 cars there, I think there was.
Which is nowadays that's huge for a legend car.
Yeah, it's a big
event.
car count.
And to be able to, I think the highlight of that day, I think we ended up qualifying fourth. And there were some bad dudes there. And well, just the regulars. There's a regular there that, we've raced him before at M40, and he's a heck of a driver, heck of a shoe. And to be able to be around him, for a national event in his backyard, and not be completely lost. That's the thing you fear when you show up at one of these tracks is, how bad is this going to be? You don't think that in the back of your mind. You're always thinking, I'm going to win this thing. I'm going to win this thing. I'm going to win this thing. Reality is, and you don't know. And we worked our tails off there. It wasn't like, hey, we showed up, this car's awesome. We showed up, and I wanted to put it back in the trailer after the first practice. And we probably had 6 sessions of practice. It finally took me to get the thing figured out. Let's face it, I'm slow anyway. But to get him something that was competitive like that was cool. So that was probably about one of the cool things that stood out last year, was being able to qualify 4th in that event. We won't talk about the end result. We had a really fast car. We got involved with a couple retards and tore the car up. Got a flat tire. I did a record tire change. You would have been impressed, Jeremy. It was awesome. It It was something to see, let me tell you.
I bet.
It was awesome.
Were the words "oh fudge" uttered at any point?
You know what? It wasn't me. It was from my driver. And he's a very calm individual in the car. And to hear him screaming at the top of his lungs over an engine, over an impact, and me jacking up a car, plus the voices in my head, I'm like, this kid is fired up, man. This is awesome. And he got out
I've
there.
ever seen you like that.
Usually pretty calm, but it was a good day, and then turned to a bad day, and it was
Yeah, when you get stuff taken away from you, you're just like, darn it, something of you're not, not of any of your control. And boy, he drove like he was just unhitched. After
let me guess, he drove like a pissed off teenager.
He was like a pissed off teenager. It was awesome. Every car we'd come to pass, I'm like, oh man, are we gonna dump this guy, or was he gonna be a little patient? And, a little bit of luck and a little bit of helping him out, get out of the way. It was pretty good. I think we would have probably ended up fourth in that race overall, if the car wouldn't have gotten a flat tire with help from others. But yeah, I think that was one of my defining moments.
Junior, what's yours?
It was definitely that same event. I showed up there, and I've watched videos just trying to practice, see what the track is like, and just showing up there was like, it's way different than videos. So it was kind of raining the first two practices, so it made the track way different than what I was expecting, and I was like, I'm kind of lost of words where to put this car. So it started cooling off, and the track was just kind of staying a little soggy, and then the sun came out, and the track just opened up, and the car was going the way I wanted to. It was adjusting it right, and it was just getting faster each time we're out. So I was pretty excited about that, and qualified fourth out of some regulars that were there, and even to the top national dudes that showed up, we were right behind them by a couple tenths. So it was like, it's pretty good just showing up and going, we have a shot to win this.
Nice. So what would you guys say would be your biggest challenge of 2018 that you guys faced?
Oh, I could definitely speak for that one.
Well, I'm interested to hear this now.
Yeah.
We were struggling with carburetor issues with our big car, and one practice.
Oh, that was a lovely night.
It was also the heat advisory of 100 that day that made it better.
Yeah, I showed up after work.
You were smart.
Good plan.
After it was like super scorching hot.
Oh, that was wicked.
That was bad. But yeah, I kept describing it like, I don't know how to explain this. It would slow down off the corner, then pick up its pace, and then do the same thing every lap. And just couldn't describe it. And it kind of got better in the feature. The next time it came out, it was just complete crap. It was just described like a motor was like, it was like flat, but then Jeff was steering, it sounded different, and then someone helped us out the track, gave us a carburetor, and
ta-da!
There, qualified and
miracles.
Qualified, and we were actually first for I think a couple sessions before the actual fast guys went out, but I think we qualified 6th or 7th that night, and I was actually pretty surprised about that.
Yeah, I blacked out probably about 3:30 that day.
I know when I got there, you guys
God.
were dragging.
It was horrible. I think I fell out once. I had to go lay down. Time out. Jeff took a knee for a second. Jeff Cannon, who we're talking about, is our crew chief. He's a tough guy anyway. And I think he took a knee for about a second, and he was good. And actually, I think Nick was there, one of our fast guys. He's a bigger feller. Not really.
He's a fast guy.
He's a fast guy. And he was a trooper, man. He didn't go out once. I was surprised, but yeah, that was a trying day. That's for sure. That was what are we doing here again? and it's because you're, I'd say mentally challenged, but your wiring is bad, and
bad wiring him.
What else are we gonna do? We were scheduled to be there. Let's just do it. Don't be afraid of the weather. Here we are. We're here. I'm here now to talk about it. We're not dead. So
yeah. And it's like
it's
negative 4 degrees
opposite
outside
weather
today.
Oh, God. Ugh, we don't want to talk about that.
So kind of going through some of the stuff I saw for the first time in 2018, S4 Motorsports won races in 3 different states, Indiana, Illinois, and Michigan for the first time. That's a pretty cool stat when you guys think about it.
Did I have anything to do with that? Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you drove.
Yeah, you wrote the checks. And drove.
And brought the cars
I
there.
drove the cars there. That's it. I'm doing something. Yeah, that is a really cool stat to be able to do that. Yeah, we got a legend car win in M40 just before they closed. Another depressing topic, but yeah, that was pretty cool. Get a feature win there. We won the heat race at Grundy. That was Illinois. That was cool. And then collectively, we did that enduro race. How long have we been doing that, Jared? That's been...
was it 5 years, 6 years, something like that now?
Yeah, it's been a while.
I knew back then, but I lost count now. I've slept.
Yeah. But, I mean, that was cool to do. I mean, we've been doing that, for that amount of time, and it's a big deal. And, everybody, it's go-karts, blah, blah. Well, it's... In my brain, it's race cars. It's racing. Their strategy. It was.
That's the coolest. The strategy is the coolest part of the whole thing.
Yeah, I was nervous all day. I'm like, oh my god, my pen was running out of ink. 2 stopwatches in my phone. I'm like, what am I even looking at? And did we forget? It's a really, really cool deal. And you guys had a blast. Did a hell of a job. And to be able to win that and win the overall, right? Mm-hmm. That was really, really cool. That's saying something.
Especially since the first year we did it, we finished dead last.
Was that the year that it was the rainstorm?
Yes.
Or no, the ice storm.
Yeah.
And I think we threw you out there.
Yes.
Hey, good luck, pal. Go get him, Tiger.
Yep.
I'm going to go sit underneath this umbrella and not die from the... Oh, that was miserable.
Yes,
that
it was.
Miserable. Yeah, but that was really cool. Yeah, so those 3 states, that was neat as heck to do that. That was a heck of a challenging day, and be able to do that was really, really cool. So... proud of my guys.
Well, now we can get to kind of the off season in between the two, 2018 and 2019. Any nice off season news that you guys can share with us?
There's an off season.
Well, for normal people, yes, there's an off
there's
season,
in between season championship and opening night. That's the best I can do for you.
Yeah, there is downtime. No, there's not.
There's time you're not at the racetrack.
There's physical time in between the two. How about that?
There is, which is to get ready for the following year. Yes, there's some really cool stuff that I can't announce yet. We're getting there. I can announce that I do have the main sponsor did sign up. They did come back. Shup Real Estate out of Lowell, Indiana. They did re-up for this year, which is awesome. So that helps the nerves. When you're going into these things and counting on that kind of stuff and all the work that the team collectively puts in to our customers, and I call them customers, and they're sponsors. We're out there promoting their business and alerting the area that they exist, and these people are trusting us to pass on their good name, and then to be rewarded with that they do believe in you and believe in your program is really awesome. So yeah, Shup Real Estate came back on board. We know that. We actually had one other sponsor too, PK Construction, my heating and air company. They did sign up already, so we're making strides to get all those folks back and thank all of them. And so yeah, I can make those 2 announcements. A couple others we're gonna hold in the bag just yet. Yeah, wait a little bit before we can kind of throw that stuff out there. But yeah, some good stuff coming our way.
Any idea what the 2019 schedule is going to look like for you guys?
I don't know. Don't pressure me.
This is kind of the part.
Weekends they'll be at a racetrack.
Not necessarily.
Yeah, with this crazy now is the promotion schedules are. As Jeremy knows, there's a lot of times that we're on the road for sponsorship stuff now, and it's interesting to see how the transition has gone over the years, where we were doing a lot more racing and less promoting, and now it's kind of turned where we're doing a lot more promoting than racing, and we're trying to balance that out. But thankful that we have that opportunity for darn sure.
Yeah.
So I think really plans wise, obviously we're going to get to Grundy, and we'll talk about the tires later. get that squared away, get that program with the super late model better. Legend car so up in the air and what we're going to do with that thing, because there's just so much. Why don't you tell them what you keep emailing and texting me all the time, what you want to do, kid?
I heard that at Plymouth they raced what Jeremy taught me to.
Yeah,
so we called
this is
mini
Jeremy's
sprints.
start or
Mini
fault
sprints out
first.
here. And looking into it, they're 3-cylinder. I think they're 3-cylinder, some motorcycle engine. So we already have.
It's very comparable to Legend car once you start putting them side by side.
And
You're not helping.
I joined this thing on Facebook where it was all mini sprints. So anything from Kokomo to Plymouth area to South Bend area to Illinois to
Even during the winter, they even race indoors, buddy.
Do they really?
Yeah, Fort Wayne.
Then there isn't an off season.
I'll give you the toter keys. You can take them with you. Whatever you want. You could do a live podcast from there.
Oh, there you go.
Good idea. You should go now.
No.
So once a day, sometimes twice a day, I get a text or a Facebook announcement from him. Oh, this car's for sale, and this mini sprint's for sale, and I'm like, oh my God, really? Have you seen the inside of the shop? There's no room.
Get rid of the legend car.
But I will say that my interest is piqued. They look cool.
A lot of flat sides on them for some sponsor
lot
logos.
of that kind of stuff. But our main priority right now is to get that super late model rolling, get all our sponsors back, make a stand at Grundy and get that rolling. But yeah, that's turned in my brain. But that dirt stuff's so dirty.
This is smaller, so it's less dirty.
It is. Yeah, that's kind of how I've been selling
I
it in
don't
my
know.
head.
I've been to some
Hey,
really
hey,
small
hey,
dirt
hey,
tracks that are just as dirty.
Hey.
So yeah, that's kind of what the deal is now. We've been hitting the streets, thanking sponsors, getting ready, getting cars ready. That's the obvious thing, and getting stuff changed over, getting designs ready for the cars and graphics and all that cool stuff. Because we obviously we pride ourselves on.
Yep, I know.
Come up with something new every year. It's exciting to be able to promote your sponsors with not the same old boring whatever design on a race car. We try to do something different and bring that out, which just attracts more people. So it's a really cool deal. So yeah, that's what we got cooking. We'll bring you some news here. Maybe we can do like we'll kind of like break in on one of your podcasts and throw some.
But you wouldn't be the first
news.
person to do that.
Nope.
So.
we know where you live. So
all right. Well, this is usually the face of the race team, so everybody's kind of out there knows Stan, Big Stan as we call him around here. Everybody knows him. He's the talker. He's the face of that kind of runs the show a little bit. So, but part of what we want to do here, part of our mission is whatever, is to get to know some of the other people. So, Junior, this one's going to be all on you. Got
Sweet.
bit of a lightning round, so to speak. Some questions, so maybe our viewers can kind of get to know you just a little bit. So, when did you start racing?
I started racing back at Illiana. I was 7 turning 8, and
He's 18 now for the record. 17 now? Or
17.
you're not quite 18 yet. It's May, right?
18 this year.
Math has never been one of your strong suits.
Yeah, and I have an engineering degree. Imagine that. The calculators in Excel, it all does it for you. So, all right, but continue.
Yeah, I remember that day. Dad said he's going to go to a car show one day, and I'm like, if you see any race cars, just hide it for me and just surprise me in the garage. And I think it was the next.
And that worked.
Yeah.
yeah,
next day.
So if you go to a car show and you see any race cars you want to buy for me, go ahead. It's worth a shot, right?
Yeah.
I'm not saying no. You never know. You can't walk away from a deal, man. That's
I
just
know.
how it
I was
goes.
with you at PRI.
Oh yeah, we got to talk about that.
Yeah, let's not. I was feeling good about myself, Chris. Thanks.
Yeah, we're gonna table that discussion for about 10 minutes. Here,
Okay.
So I actually went to my grandparents' house one day, and I came back, and I'm like, oh, there's a race car in here for me. How'd this get here? And apparently at that show, what he told me is that there actually was a couple race cars for sale, and what this class was called, it's called a Bandolero, and it's a beginner from, you could be however old you want to be, up till 60 if you really want to, but it's mostly for young kids to start out and get their feet wet and see if they want to enjoy racing for the rest of their lives.
Well, before you go on, let maybe you don't know, but let me explain to you how we got this car. It was, I don't know how many times we almost died trying to make it home. I think it was in January.
I've been on some of those rides with you. I can imagine.
Man, it was we were in Indy for some sort of racing swap meet, whatever. And I met the guy there, and he lived just outside of Indy, out in the sticks. So, like, Indy had gotten a snowstorm, I think, that weekend before, and the blowing and drifting was crazy. My brother and I went, and we had this old school, well, I guess it was old 2-wheel drive, 1-ton Dodge with a 24-foot trailer running through the country with snow drifts, trying to pick up this car with a guy's driveway that was probably 300 feet long and hadn't been plowed. It probably took a half hour to get back down this guy's driveway. And on the way home, I'm like, oh, for the love of God, really? This is how we're going to start off his career with... yeah. So, yeah, my brother and I, that was a challenge. It was a challenge getting home, but it was a good time. So, Yeah, if you didn't know that story, that's what happened that day.
You never told me.
Yeah.
You just
I got
said-
home and was
Well,
like,
now you know.
oh, my God. What the hell just happened?
So you better appreciate that.
Oh, I do. I love that car. That was actually finally getting used to driving it. That thing was pretty much unstoppable. I don't know what to say about it, but it was just perfect.
I mean, you saw it. I mean, it's.
Oh yeah,
That thing was so stupid fast. It really was.
So in that same vein, Junior, what has been your favorite car to race that you've raced so far?
I still like the legend cars. I just like how everything's the same and it's more of a driver car. So if you're competing against someone that's, I want to say, the same lap times as you, and if they make a mistake and you catch them, you make a mistake, it's all about driver stuff. And I personally I like those cars. I just know them a lot, and I could definitely set them up if I really needed to.
So what's the favorite track you've raced at?
Definitely Nashville. That was a fun experience in 2015. That was, if we could go back, I would not hesitate. That was such a fun time.
What are your biggest racing influences?
Well, obviously my father. He's been around it since forever, and since
I think he just called you old, by the way.
I think so. Also big.
He's not wrong. God, I feel today I even felt it. I'm like, ugh. I'm like, really? Yeah, I'm old. Whatever.
Carry on.
and just watching him have the race team before when he had two drivers riding two super late models or the limited late models at that time. I was always watching them, and I was like, I really wanted to do this. I always liked it. I always liked coming to watch it when I was younger, and I just really wanted to do it for once. And the day that came, I was like, this is awesome. I can't wait to, hopefully I can continue doing this.
Oh, yeah, we had. I think it was just before your time, Jared, wasn't it? We ran
It was both Capers cars.
two limited cars, and wow. That was a lot of work.
Yeah, I know
Man.
I know Todd still doesn't show his face around.
Yeah, I
around
lost
the
a crew
shop
member
anymore.
because after that year, he's like, I will never come back here. That was way too much work. I'm like, can I go?
Yeah,
But no.
and you still keep subjecting yourself to the misery. so-
Yes. Yeah. Proud moment, though. You know, be able to have a team and be able to do that and survive and be. We were decently competitive with one car. Pretty proud of that. So yeah. I don't want to do it again, but it was a cool moment.
Any other racing influences, Stan?
My grandpa, I could definitely say that. The stories I've heard, when he came back from the war, he started drag racing, and that's probably where it all started right there. Started from that bloodline, then it went down, and then
Bad wiring.
it just kept going.
Goes with the name, I think.
I believe so.
Yep.
I believe so.
So what are your racing goals for 2019?
Definitely survive. That's another
That's
one.
always
Always good.
great. The car owner loves to hear that.
And,
Spend less money.
and definitely go for a lot more wins this year. I feel like knowing the track a little bit better now, I can definitely be a little bit more competitive. I can definitely stay up front more and try to stay out of more incidents, and definitely come home in one piece.
All right. So for everybody out there, high school senior over here. So hopefully that also makes you feel a little older. But
You're not helping.
You're not helping.
I don't intend to help. I always like to kind of rub
So
it in
bad.
a little bit. That's what I'm here for. So what's on the horizon for you after you get out of high school?
I'd like to probably wait to do college, probably to the fall, after race season. And I'd like to go to college for some automotive stuff. Like to get my hands. I've been around it. I've liked to be on wrenches, like to get my hands dirty. So I like to do that. Then see if I can get a job in that type of area and move up from there.
Move out.
Oh yeah.
His goals, not your goals.
Yeah, that's true.
My bad.
All right, so we tabled a PRI discussion for a few minutes, but I think we need to get back on that. It's not. I didn't have it in the notes. I knew we were going to talk about it at some point, but I didn't have it out there. So you got to go to PRI for the first time.
I did. Have we not talked about
We
that?
haven't
See, I
talked
don't
about it yet.
remember.
That was your first time?
That was his.
That was my
time.
first
Oh,
time.
we
Yes.
deflowered you.
Yes.
Oh, nice.
Yes. So what was your takeaways from
Well,
that day? I want to hear.
The thing that I kept telling everybody was asking me is, you guys shop like a bunch of guys.
Yeah.
You know,
So-
we
What the hell does that mean?
Well, you had your list. We're gonna get this.
Oh,
we're gonna
yeah.
get this. We're
We
gonna
didn't
get
like-
this.
Oh, right.
So
Yeah.
I
Not
didn't
like
have
going
any
through the entire
wandering
store,
time. Aside from when we inadvertently insulted Tony Stewart's.
There's not much of a we.
Okay,
It
when
was like him.
we
Him.
That was funny. What are you talking about? That was so awesome. What a day.
Yes, that was some good stuff.
We want to talk about that? That was so
Well,
cool.
Of course.
Heck yeah.
Well, I think, Jerry, you saw him first. I
Yes.
think we were at a...
Yeah, because we were at the Legends Car, the US 600 booth.
Yeah.
And I turned around, and he was signing autographs at the booth right across the aisleway.
I don't know. He was kind of signing autograph.
Yeah.
There wasn't a
Yeah,
line.
it was weird.
Yeah, there was no line at that time. It was for, tear-offs, windshield tear-offs or, driver visor tear-offs or something like that. It was kind of an odd company, but,
Yeah.
sponsor obligations, whatever. So he's just sitting there at a little table. I kind of looked over. I'm like, holy crap, that's Tony Stewart. I'm like, wait a minute. He's signing autographs. Okay, cool. Wait a minute, there's nobody else around him. So I'm kind of scanning the area, and I don't see like anybody like taking tickets or like you had to pay for it in advance or anything. He's just there. So I kind of get these guys. I'm like, hey, that's Tony Stewart. Let's go talk to him.
And then you were gone.
And it was gone.
There was no...
He wanted to make sure he got his conversation in before yours.
It was
I'm like,
asses.
look at him take off.
Asses and elbows at that point.
Oh, it was. I was impressed. I'm like, man, look at him cruise on over there.
So as I'm walking, I'm like, man, there's nobody around him. I don't know what's going on. I'm like, he's not that scary, And I think
we hadn't insulted him yet.
Well, we're getting there. And one of us said something to the effect of, well, yeah, he's not, scary. I mean, he's not throwing anything at him, or you're just going up to him and talking.
Yeah.
And
then you brought up, I think, if he was going to, if he was going to
I
go
asked
to
him
Plymouth.
if he was going to go to Plymouth or whatnot. He said, yeah, I love that track. He's like, if there was one track I wish that was like 30 minutes from the house, that would be it. That way I could, go there every week, race there every week. And then the mouth over here.
I'm like, don't you own a helicopter? I'm like, it can't be that hard to get there.
To which he replied, how do you think I get there now?
I'm like, well, all right, exactly. And I think he was, I still have to drive from the helicopter to the track.
He thinks you missed the point where he wishes that track was 20 minutes from his house.
Yeah. And then turned into...
And then you were like, well, we could just send somebody to get you and take you over there.
Don't you have people?
And he's like, how lazy do you think I am?
I'm like, well, you're a race car driver. You're all lazy. We're all race car drivers.
I think by
here.
that point, me and younger Stan and Jeremy had started slinking away a little bit.
It was really cool. I mean, we know he's human. I mean, it's just we put them on a pedestal because because of their talent, and it's really cool. And to be able to then just talk to them like that, and to hear them respond is just and they're human, so they're going to respond.
I think that's the coolest thing about PRI. It puts everybody on the same playing field.
Right. Apparently, I almost ran over Ray Evernham. Didn't even realize it.
You did.
Isn't that something?
Yeah.
It's just
and
so
when we were
cool.
getting his suit, Eric Enders came through the booth.
Yeah.
Right. I still haven't lived that down. Telling
was
Christy
neat.
that I could have touched her, but that would have been inappropriate.
Yeah.
We didn't have that kind of money with us to get you out of jail, so I'm glad you didn't.
So I mean, cool stuff. So. Was it like overloading for you, a shell shock kind of?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go back next year. Maybe take a few more minutes to
digest,
absorb everything.
Well, how long have we been going, Jared? It's 6,
something
5,
like that.
7?
On and off.
Long enough. You had a list. We're gonna go here. We're gonna go here. We're gonna go here.
And it's still overwhelming.
I mean,
it's just
I
it's
appreciate
mind-boggling.
you. I guess humored me long enough to wander over the 5-star booth. And not to talk about tires, but I got the chance to introduce you guys to Brian Nolte.
Yeah, that was really cool.
Kind of get you into Grundy a little bit more than
know who
showing
we
up
are.
a couple times.
Yeah, it was really cool to meet him. One of the tech officials was there too.
Yeah, I think Don, maybe their head tech.
Yeah,
and then the guy that they were talking to as we walked up, that was Einhaus
from
5-star.
5-star. Yeah, so that was really cool. Yeah, you're. Like Jared said, you were all on the same playing field there, and you get to kind of talk to these people and, I mean, whatever, throw your opinion and obviously be respectful and you get to hear them, in their responses and just, really, really cool. It's just, that's the type of environment that PRI brings, all the way from our local level, which was 100 and some miles away, and just a really, really neat deal and, obviously overwhelming with what's there. Yeah, I'm glad you got to see it, and it's don't feel bad that you're that overwhelmed. We're still overwhelmed. Now that we've kind of figured out the show and try to focus on what we need for our team, we kind of focus on that, and then you kind of wander off into fantasy land from there. Otherwise, we should just spend days there.
Yeah.
And one of these years we're gonna have to do that. Is just
Go down there
stay there for the
and
weekend, because
be
then
done
you
with
might
it.
be able to digest everything with all the exhibitions and shows and whatever else they got going on there. Is just it's really, really cool and you feel, as a racer and car owner and all that stuff, that you actually mean something, and there's people out there that, well, obviously they want to sell you something, but they're there to help you too. It's really, really kind of cool, not just to take your check and run away.
Right. As many famous people as I saw selling stuff, I saw famous people buying stuff too.
Yeah, really cool. Really, really cool.
It definitely shows to go how much actually goes into auto racing, how many
yeah.
little parts and pieces it all takes to make everything go around.
Literally and
Right.
figuratively.
Yes, that's true.
They got booths that are selling, lug nuts. That's
Kid,
Yes.
did you learn anything from PRI?
It's just wandering around and just learning stuff pretty much.
He got a new suit, so he's not going to look like a hobo this year.
Yeah.
We made out like a bandit on that thing.
It's always fun going there, especially for the years I've been going. It's always awesome just walking around seeing what other racing facilities they have and what other motorsports are out there. Even just going down to the machining part, even though we don't really want to go in there, but
That's for the strange people.
it's still
The
pretty
machinist.
Cool.
I'm
You know,
pretty
we're-
sure everybody there was strange.
Oh, yeah.
Well, yeah, we've all
different
got the
levels.
sickness, so that's how it works. Want to give you guys an opportunity, since it's probably going to take about 30 minutes, to go ahead and thank your sponsors. We try to give everybody that opportunity to do, and
I think he's looking at the list.
I know he's got his laptop here. He's got to figure it out.
Oh, I won't bore you with all of them, but we'll go through the big ones.
Dave Alger's not here.
Let's
You
see.
can take your time.
Oh, isn't that
And
fantastic?
you don't have to get like writer's block writing them all down in the little entry form.
Which is kind of nice, because holy cow. Oh, well, yeah, obviously we got to thank. Should we put Junior on the spot and make him thank a couple of them? That'd be kind of fun.
That'd be kinda funny.
Let's do
Go.
that.
Let's go.
The only one he can see is the one on the hood from his spot. So
He can't even probably see that.
no, probably not. Probably not even
I would
worried
hope
about
not.
that.
And if he does, we got a bigger problem.
yeah, you're right there. But no, we want to thank obviously Shup Real Estate out of Lowell. Thank you, John. He came back on board, like I said, for this year already. This will be his third year. Yeah, his third year on board with us. So it's kind of cool. So yeah, if you're in the market to sell or buy a house, you hear that evil word, realtor. You're like, oh, they're so worthless. They don't do anything.
It's like car salesman kind of.
It's
I think
like
we followed
car
them here
salesman.
today.
Exactly. And I know John a little bit more than just on the sponsorship side. He actually is the realtor for the construction company I work for, and I'm totally blown away with him and his staff on what they actually do for customers. Like I said, you hear that real estate or the realtor word, and you're like, oh, those people just make their commission and run. Him and his staff just work their butt off to make sales, to make things right, and really to educate. That's the problem with majority of the stuff. People look at a house and go, oh, look at that widget. There's no moving parts or working things. I shouldn't have to learn anything. And he's there educating, and that was kind of unique to see, in the flesh, that actually does happen. So that's really cool. So if you're looking for somebody that's motivated to sell your home or purchase one, they're going to look out for your best interest and be extremely helpful. They've helped the business that I work for tremendously. We wouldn't be anywhere near as successful as we are if it wasn't for Shup Real Estate. So we're pretty happy with those folks coming back on board, kind of intermingling my personal life business in the race business, which I guess is all personal, right?
Yeah,
but
pretty much.
they kind of overlap with each other. So yeah, thanks for them. Kind of that goes along with that. Obviously, we want to thank 811. They're on board with us. That's a really cool. I guess that's a service.
Yeah,
we call that a service.
Yeah.
You don't
Service.
blow up yourself or start yourself on fire or start somebody else on fire. Real simple. You call 811. When you're out in your yard digging this spring, hopefully sooner than later, you don't hit any of those utilities. So 811's there to serve you. It's pretty awesome. Tri-Creek Lumber, Hawk Bomb Machine, Hopper, Building Supplies, Lowell Carpet, Anytime Fitness. What else we got on there?
King Hobbies and Raceway.
Oh, King Hobbies, is that? They're like crack dealers.
I know.
Are we going to start that discussion now?
Yeah, well, that's the off-air discussion, I think.
Yeah. Gotta love those guys. They've been on board forever. Jim and Laura have been great supporters. of our team for several years, and we've been great supporters of them too, because it didn't take much. All they had to do was open the door, and it was anything racing with any scale, you know, with the RC trucks and cars and all that kind of stuff. And then we got into the airplane stuff too. So yeah, if you're looking for a hobby to spend a crap load of money on and have a bunch of fun, go get involved with some RC stuff over there at King Hobbies in Valpo. Great people. Jim and Laura are awesome, and their staff over there. So yeah, pretty happy with them. Station 21 restaurant in Crown Point. Dave's been with us for years. Love it. Great little restaurant there in Crown Point. Been a great supporter. Affordable Garage Door in Lowell. What else is on there? Man Cave Barber in Crown Point for all your. I think you were just there last night, right, Stan?
Man Cave Barber, yeah.
Yeah, look at that.
Saw the owner too.
And he looks awesome, but you can't see him through the. Oh, we got video going.
Yeah,
on
but
Yeah,
we
it's
wear
got
a
a
hat,
hat.
so
oh, you got to wear the hat because of sponsor stuff and all that kind of
media
jazz.
obligations.
Niece's Concrete out of Crown Point. Thanks for them. PK Construction. Govert Auto Body. Just Wayne Govert in general. People that don't know him or what he's done for the local racing is just phenomenal.
It's big.
You know, it's huge. And, you know, I've idled myself, you know, on his accomplishments and just watching what he does, and just amazing. Amazing person anyway. He's been so helpful to us. Definitely a mentor. Definitely somebody that's extremely trustworthy and just willing to help you out. It's just awesome. Just a great person. So glad for him to come on board. Who else we got there? We talked about Hawkbaum Machine.
Yep.
They're great. Jamie's been awesome there. 811, King Hobbies. Did we get them all?
We got most of the major ones.
Midwest
your shot
Contractors. Oh, the shot guy. We'll take a couple seconds. for
Okay.
him. Midwest Contractors out of Rensselaer. They do all our insulation. They're pretty awesome. They came on board this year for the first time. They were a little shell-shocked, but have seemed to enjoy it. It's a pretty cool deal. That is when you bring companies on that have no idea about this stuff, and you're out there promoting them to the world in areas that they weren't in, and that's what our job is. So that's pretty cool. They were pretty excited about that. So I believe that's all of them. Did I do good? Oh,
I think you did good.
Wise Graphics, can't forget him. He comes
yeah.
up with all the cool stuff and torture him to death with, you know, hey, when you show up, there's not just one car to graphic, there's the other one and the other one, and can you do this? And he's always been pretty awesome to be able to do all that kind of stuff for us. So that's really, really cool. And then, yeah, of course, we'll FRS, my favorite sponsor. Oh, man.
Spend all your money.
Oh, he's a trying individual. That's Jeff Cannon is the owner of FRS Shocks. He is our crew chief.
Which I'm still twisting his arm to get him on this show, but we got to figure that out.
It's because you're twisting his arm. You got to feed him beer.
Yes.
Yeah, and not Dairy Queen. That's an inside joke.
That's an inside thing. That's
Large
definitely an
vanilla
off-air.
shake.
But Jeff is a unique individual. I mean, he is just his knowledge is frightening. What that guy knows, and to be able to have knowledge and then be able to adapt it in racing situations like he does is just it's phenomenal. He's a hell of a crew chief. He's a hell of a friend. We're definitely proud to run them FRS Shocks. They've even though I didn't know him, just the product itself, what it did for us when we went to his shocks a couple of years ago was night and day. So he is the real deal. He's got his stuff out there, that's for sure. Of course, I gotta thank Chris King. Everybody loves him. He helps us out on our Legend program and kind of mentors Stan with the Legend car and all that kind of jazz. He did a heck of a job. We got one feature win with that car, and then that fourth place. So yeah, pretty excited about that stuff and his help.
Too.
So, but yeah, I think that covered.
That pretty much covers everything.
Did I miss any? I think
I
got
think I think got made the major ones.
besides the radio, your sponsorship.
Well, yeah, we're here.
And the pictures.
Good Acre thing,
yeah,
but he
yeah.
says Good Acre like every 5 seconds.
Yeah,
anyway, so
right. So
he's self-promoting.
well, we're gonna self-promote
Hashtag shamelessselfpromotion.com.
Darn skippy.
Yeah, I mean, that's all right. So, I mean, we're going to plug some of our sponsors now. So, we got a new partner coming on for 2019. Damn It, Dim It Race Videos. I know when I can't make it to the races, which is quite often anymore. So, I usually like to watch his videos on YouTube so I can kind of be in the know. So, he's come on board for this year. So, that's really cool. So, you can catch all his stuff on Facebook and YouTube at Damn It, Dim It Race Videos. Obviously, S4 Motorsports Marketing is a big part of this show. You find them on Facebook and Instagram to keep up with what these guys are doing. International Women's Motorsports Association. We were actually able to meet and talk with them at the show. Melinda Russell, talked with her.
Didn't we talk about putting them on the car too?
We did kind of talk about doing some
cool.
cross-promotion stuff with them, which I got to fire that back up. But pretty cool there. So IWMANation.com for that. Also, they're on Facebook and Instagram as well. Good Acre Photography, Mr. Shameless Self-Promotion over here. GoodAcrePhotography.com, Facebook, Instagram, all that good stuff. And then Left Turn Graphics as well. They got a pretty cool sponsorship program going on for 2019.
Really excited about it.
Yeah, so deal is really cool. So if you're a favorite driver is participating in their program, you can go there, order a hat of whatever driver is participating, and a portion of the proceeds of the hat will actually go back to that driver in the form of sponsorship money. So it's a really cool thing they're doing. You can find them on Facebook to learn more about that program.
Yeah, I've seen probably about a dozen drivers so far that are saying, hey, we're participating in this.
Yeah, even our official hydration specialist, Jason Moorhead, MoFast Speed Shop out there.
Inadequately hydrated.
Yeah. So since we're inadequately hydrated, I think that's pretty much a good time to wrap this episode up.
There you go. Yay, segue.
Yeah, so see what I did there? It's good. So this is going to do it for the first episode of 2000.
Wait, hold on.
What?
We got to do a shout-out for Kryptonite Photos because he's standing over there.
Oh, well, I was going to kind of ignore the man behind the camera and let his work speak for itself.
Well, we at least got to acknowledge that he's here.
That's true. We can do that. So, yeah,
he did come all the way out from South Bend.
He did. So we got Ricky here from Kryptonite Photos doing a little behind-the-scenes action for us, which you guys will probably see. I don't know.
Before the video.
Before our video's up, or and somehow in conjunction, we'll get them all lined up pretty well. But this is cool. He's been doing some race shop behind the scenes stuff this off season. It's been I know jazzing me up for race season and whatnot. Yeah. So pretty cool stuff. So shout out to him. So yeah, that's gonna do it for this first episode of 2019. You can keep up with us at Illiana SCR on Facebook and Instagram. Podcast can be found on Podbean, iTunes, and now YouTube. For this year.
Well, as of the posting of this video, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I'll kick off our YouTube content. Or if you've got a favorite podcast app on your smartphone you want to use, we should be there as well. So yeah, we got a lot of cool things planned. I know we got a pretty long laundry list of potential people we want to talk to.
Also some laundry.
Yeah, that too. We're down in the studios next to the laundry area. So yeah, that could work. So we hope everyone enjoyed this episode, and thank you guys for showing up and
you bet. Thanks for having us.
Subjecting yourself to this misery.
It's awesome.
So we look forward to looking out for you guys at the track this season, and I hope everyone will tune in next time here on Illiana Stock Car Radio.